Assalamu alaikum, good evening, Dumilang, Aunt, Nda, Likai, and welcome back. It's time for the motoring segment, Car Talk, hashtag Car Talk. Now, last year, sometime or early on, some time ago, we featured Mureza and we spoke to the founder of this business, South African motor car made company. We spoke to a gentleman by the name of Tatenda Mungofa. And he's obviously the mastermind and the brains behind and the CEO of the Mureza Auto company. And they've now launched and released their first batch of motor vehicles into the SA market. And we were looking at the Mureza Prime 8 as the initial car that was released some time ago. Now, looking at this and their launch right now, to talk to us a bit more, I welcome no stranger to the program, CEO of Mureza, Tatenda Mungofa. Tatenda, good evening, and thanks for obviously taking the time to join us tonight. It's been a while, and a lot has happened from the initial phase of our discussion was planning, designing, and implementation to now you releasing your motor cars and being sold in Santa. And it's amazing to see the growth and the growth path that you've taken. Hats off to you, man. First things first, how do you feel right now seeing your cars being sold and being driven on South African roads? And I can see the smile already telling me a lot.
Well, it's a mouthful that you've introduced me with, so I kind of am overwhelmed, but
Okay.
I appreciate. Thank you so much for the opportunity of hosting us once again. Some of us we are very shy to be on the radio waves every often. That's why maybe we've been quiet, but nonetheless we are trying to hit the ground running. It's not been an easy period with the lockdowns, with some of the COVID situations that have been happening
Yes.
globally. So the world has gone digital, and we decided to be digital ourselves. Very hard thing to pull off when you're still starting. It's quite a task to implement some digital sales structures.
Yes.
So that's what we have done as Mureza. And the 100 vehicles in question were actually a pre-order that we wanted to start to gain traction in the market. So that facility was opened and it's accessible on our website. If someone wishes to secure a car, they would be able to go on our website and click pre-order right on the homepage. So that's what that facility was about, and the response has been amazing. Initially, we started out looking at the export market, but people in Southern Africa have responded positively, and because of that, we have started engaging dealerships across Southern Africa. So currently, we've got Namibia, Zimbabwe, and soon DRC. So we are actually enjoying the response that the market has given to our product, to our brand. And yeah, we look forward to doing our jobs the way we know how to make cars for Africa.
Now, in our last interview, we spoke about the Mureza, the Prime 8, as your initial vehicle that you were going to obviously launch. We did have a look at, the Prime 8 mini SUV. We did obviously discuss, the look and feel of the vehicle. Has there been any changes to the vehicle that we last spoke about? I mean, obviously you mentioned it's untamed motoring. That's why I'm asking. Were there any, design changes or interior changes or automotive changes to the drivetrain that we spoke about then? Or has everything stayed the way it was as per plan and still with the mag wheels that you have and that you had showed us before? Or are we looking at maybe something a bit more different now?
So what has happened is we have improved the offering. The mag rims, I think they are a signature for our show car. We just wanted to show it off as a sleek car, but there is also
And looking at the
different.
picture in the background, that looks like Sadek leaning on the door there. It's, my studio controller actually does look like him looking at the car. For a moment, I was like, hey.
No, that's actually me. I think
I see.
someone
No,
was
no.
interviewing me.
Yes.
So you're saying I look like your studio controller, but anyway,
Yes.
story for another day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So not much has changed in terms of
Okay.
the exterior offering. What we have done now is we have increased the lineup
Okay.
that you get on the same platform because since the last time we spoke, we have developed a half-ton pickup that sits on the same platform.
Okay.
We will share images of that exclusively with you guys. There's a bit of interesting news that's going to happen with that small buggy.
Okay.
Yeah, we hope to launch it soon as well, officially. But behind the scenes, the team is working hard enough to develop that. In terms of the actual vehicle that's going on sale, the spec level is the same as what we engaged with you. We had been doing a lot of testing internationally because we were not just looking at the African or South African market. We wanted to go across the continent and also touch some other regions in the world. So there is a lot of compliance and certification that's required for that to happen. So in some areas that is still being worked on. But for the continent, I think we are good to go with the specs that we shared. The 1.5 liter engine petrol with automatic transmission, as well as the 1.3, which is going to be a manual transmission. So there's a fair bit that has happened to make the car withstand Africa a bit better. So yeah, that's that. I think that's the long.
Now, obviously, we did discuss your kickoff with the operation being the budget crossover hatchback, as I understand, right? Which you
Yes.
call the Primate. And your bigger plan in the long run is your Paki, right? The half tonner,
Yes.
which would, I think, compete with your Nissan NP200 and the likes.
Yes.
In that category. Now, in the half ton Baki range, right? If you get this done correctly, ultimately this would be basically like your Corsa Light or your Corsa or your Chevrolet utility vehicle, wouldn't it be? Or the Ford Panther, would it be something in that category? Am I correct in saying that part? Just so we're clear.
Yes, definitely. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to do something that only I am allowed to do as head of design.
Okay.
During this particular interview, I'll share it with someone in your studio. Hopefully,
Okay.
they can post it up there.
Yes.
So that we
Guys, pay attention.
Yeah, so that we are able to view it. I hope I can move fast enough. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna send through 2 images.
Okay, please do. Yes. Oh, and guys, this is an exclusive. Hey, Salam Media's exclusive with Tatenda. So, yeah, I'm going to be coming
Yes.
through to Ravonia for a car review, though. So, watch the space, guys. Watch the space.
So specifically for you and your team and anyone in the media industry, we have set up something called an experience center. So the experience center hosts our design studio as well as the practicality of you testing the car and seeing stages of how the car is built.
Right.
So we would ask you to come through there. You have a look at the vehicle and test drive it. Review it. Tell us how it feels for you. So I've sent someone on your team the T1 concept, which is the half-ton buggy. So you can also give me a review, not everyone else, but you can give me a review of the car. But I would allow you to just showcase it during the course of this interview.
Awesome.
But
we are appreciative.
the exciting part about this particular vehicle is it's going to be Africa's first electric pickup. So,
whoa!
Yes,
Africa's first electric pickup. Now we are changing the dynamic. Man, do you ever stop? I mean,
well, untamed is untamed.
Yes.
Untamed is untamed.
I like
we
that.
can't we can't be sitting on the same thing
Brutal.
every time.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't be sitting on the same thing every time. But we realized that the landscape is changing in the automotive industry, and
guys, if you can
thinking
just
of the future.
Yeah.
Thinking of the future of the automotive industry,
Now you're looking
Africa,
at the electronic powered motor vehicles, and you mentioned that obviously you entered the SADC region, like the DRC and Namibia. So your vision is to start off in Southern Africa, and you've got quite a solid response thus far here, and then build into Africa, and then be known as like a flagship of the African continent, as per se, and then perhaps compete at the global level to take on the much larger motor vehicle companies. Is that maybe the long-term idea or goal, to give Africa wow, look at this, man. Wow, this red and black, man. Okay, I can picture myself driving this. Okay, wow, look at that. Hey, and he mentions our Salam Media color. Hey, blue and yellow. I mean, look at me now. Hey, my man.
You can get one for yourself. You can get one for yourself.
No, I think Salam Media, we might have the SM Digital with the yellow there. Now, but the look is amazing. It's it's so enticing. Now, the reason I'm asking, you've chosen the SADC region. Africa, obviously, at this point now, would obviously have a motor vehicle and a branded motor vehicle, Mureza, now, because there isn't one in Africa as per se, right? Yes. Would this be a defining one for the African continent if more countries come on board and take on to the brand, adopt the brand? It's not easy to enter each market, as I would understand, as a businessman. But from an African context, to be an icon in Africa, for example, Toyota, is known in the Asian market, or Chevrolet is known in the Americas market, Europe, Volkswagen, for example. It's an icon. We need to build an image. Is this what you are, attempting to achieve and hoping to achieve for the African context? Or what exactly would the long-term goal be, to be more innovative?
So as our vision states, we want to be the leading car manufacturer in Africa, So we would hope to be the icon of Africa, and as the name of our company, we are aiming to be the flagship of the automotive industry in Africa. So our intent is actually to be number one. So that means we have to be an icon. But we don't get there by just wishing it or thinking about it. We have to work hard and engage the market.
Yes.
And this speaks to our distribution strategy, which we think is taken off at a good pace. So I think the icon status, we can't give it to ourselves. We would actually hope the market would engage with us and work with us. But there are a couple of projects that we think would unlock a lot of value for the market and for ourselves to help us to grow. So there is definitely more that's coming in the next few months, hinged on the EV plan that we have. More so on the product portfolio that is going to come. The price point of this particular EV is going to be very exciting for myself. So we're just wrapping up the platform design, integrating it onto the body or the platform of the car, and then looking to exhibit it. So yeah, I think Africa is now ready. The market is ready. There has been a need to fill a gap where 90% of the market has been overlooked by existing players. So we want to come into that particular slot and see if we can be the icon of Africa in the automotive industry.
Well, I hope you obviously do get to that point. I mean, from where we were a few months ago to where we are now, man, it's great to see, things materialize. We've got some of the exclusive images of these motor vehicles that we're seeing. I appreciate that. But I'm looking forward to coming to visit you and experience a day in the life of Mr. Tatenda. And also the Experience Center. We are looking forward to coming to you. And where can we find this motor vehicles? I understand you've obviously out in Sandton. You mentioned that you've got a couple of dealerships. So do you have your standalone Mureza dealership, or is your cars on a stand at certain dealerships that you've partnered with, where do people find your vehicles?
So in South Africa, we have got our distribution center out in Pretoria, but unfortunately, it's not a dealership.
Okay.
I think we are slowly evolving to the walk-in dealership type of facility. So we're busy setting that up.
Yes.
But
Yes.
a dealership center is there, so we would direct traffic towards that. But yeah, very soon, in the next couple of months, I would say, because of this whole lockdown restrictions, we plan on doing an official launch where we've got a couple of a chain of dealerships across the country that people would actually walk in and
Have an experience, test drive,
have an experience with the cars. Yeah. So I think the season we are in, we kind of like want to motivate digital more than the physical experience, because that has been giving us a bit more interaction. I think people are also trying to observe the lockdown restrictions and stuff like that. So we will give you a map of where to find us, or where to find the products, and when as well. But the digital space is a good space to continuously look at for a roadmap. But when we have got an official activation or product launch or whatever that is physical, people can go through to those dealerships and have a look at the cars.
Great stuff. Tatenda, until we have a chat again very soon. I'm going to be chatting to you very soon, though, in person, and looking forward to meeting with you and your team. Big up to you and the guys behind the scenes who make it all happen at Mureza. And yeah, Untamed, as you say, we're glad to see the cars being rolled out. Looking forward to having an experience in a Primate and in that half-ton Baki, which I might make a full ton. But anyway, having said that, Tatenda, have yourself have an awesome evening. Until we chat again, man. Keep well and all the best in your endeavors going forward.
Sure. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely evening.
You too, man. Cheers, eh? That's Tatenda Mungofa, the CEO, founder of Mureza Motor Company. And well, hello. It is that time of the hour, that hour of the program. My mouth is watering. My studio is humming. No, not with armpits, but it's smelling with food. It's smelling with... it's time for hashtag Men Can Cook. Guys, look at the smile on my face. Yes, it's time for me and Ikram to talk business. And yes, we're going to be talking seafood in a moment or so. Hashtag Men Can Cook is back with a bang. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.